Auburn played great basketball tonight. They've been playing great basketball all season long. Bruce has done an unbelievable job, not just assembling, but growing and fitting together the pieces on their team. And so congratulations to them. We're pretty disappointed with our performance. We'll take questions.
Mark, back here, how concerning is it that the potential National Player of the Year had a pretty big game? I mean, you guys deserve credit for that, holding him in check, but despite that, Auburn still leads by 20 for a lot of that second half. How concerning that your perimeter defense did not hold up.
Yeah, man, we really struggled. We really struggled with that, and give credit to Auburn. The first 6 minutes they had back-to-back threes off the glass. Sometimes there's a little bit of that night involved, but we certainly didn't ring the bell. Schematically, we didn't. Individually, we didn't, and so that's a place where we were very poor tonight. We've actually been making strides, but we regressed a little bit tonight.
Mark, you guys have obviously had halftime comebacks. The first 3 minutes of the second half, 6 turnovers, and I think 5 in like a 50-second span. What did you see from your angle in that stretch?
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. It was more a manifestation of, I think, the stress that we were feeling sped up, because none of them were forced. It was we're just dribbling the ball out of bounds, and that's actually, you can give credit to Auburn for that. They got us in a hole, and you can put the blame for that on me. I wasn't able to get the guys to a place where we could just kind of be present in the execution of the moment. But that's what happens when you get under duress and you're carrying around baggage. You have really inexplicable series of plays like that. That was a pretty devastating run for us, for sure.
Mark, you talked a lot this year about energy. Do you think the energy was where it needs to be, and if not, why do you think so?
I would love to make excuses on that. That ultimately falls on my shoulders. And credit goes to Auburn also. They've done this. They're a good team, and they made really hard shots tonight. And their switching was a de-energizer for us. We didn't respond to it well at all. We kind of let frustration mount a little bit, and it was probably there's a whole slew of excuses: late travel, late game, all the things, with a quick turnaround. But at the end of the day, that's just what you deal with as a basketball player, and I failed to lead our team today to have the energy that is required for us to come out and be great. It's not a lack of desire. It was a whole cocktail of some energy miscues, some being sped up miscues, some terrific shot making from Auburn, and it all put together resulted in a really, really terrible day for us.
Coach, you talk about Auburn speeding you guys up. Only 4 made threes tonight. I believe you only got up 14, 15, somewhere in that range. Beginning of the season, you talked about wanting to get up 30, 35 a game. What were they doing defensively? What weren't you doing offensively to get those shots?
Well, first and the most important thing was the only time we had any flow to the game was when we had some pace, and we just gave up on a pace game. We gave up on it full court. I can't tell you how many times we grab a rebound and then we're frozen there. That's the exact opposite of the team that we are, that we built. Now we have, clearly we're dealing with some complicated rotation changes, but that's where our life is. That's where we're great. That's why we've been one of the top offensive teams in the country, and we failed to actually push that. I don't know, actually, is the answer. Again, it's probably a combination of things. Fatigue, changing lineups, the frustration in the moment. But when we actually pushed the ball, we got some good flow into the game for moments, and then we just didn't. And that wasn't really something that Auburn was doing on possession. It was us just stopping. And then in the half court, a lot of credit goes to Auburn. They were Aggie switching all of our flow stuff, and our guys and we failed to be forceful enough to make the plays that we need to make. So again, it was a combination of things.
Go ahead, Mark.
Mark back here. Lamont, you can kind of tell his shoulder, his shot's not there yet. Is that just going to be rust? What are you seeing from him? And then for Jackson, is he even going to come back here this week, this regular season? What about him?
Yeah, the best thing about tonight was Lamont got through the game. Like, that's the best thing. And every game, every play he gets through is better. And he got beat up on some screens, and he still made it out alive. And so I thought he was probably our brightest spot tonight in terms of his ability to get downhill, get to 2 feet, and make plays and have a little bit of defensive presence. And he was probably the best thing for us. And like I said, every play he gets through is really positive because he's on his way back. He's got 2 more games to really, get to the elite level that he's played at for most of the season, and so I'm really happy he's making progress. Jax is, we kind of came to the final conclusion last night that he's going to get surgery, so he's going Wednesday to the world specialist to have surgery on his wrist. He's got a torn subsheath to his ECU tendon, and so what's happening is it's slipping out. And when he went down, we kind of knew that he was going to need surgery, but he just wanted so badly to play that he rehabbed it and had an injection to try and make it functional. And then he was doing okay, and then he went down in the first half at Oklahoma, so it's in a groove, and there's a sheath around it that holds it in place, and that's just ripped. Just the distal side of it is just, I think it's the distal side is just ripped a little bit, and so now it's coming out of the groove. And after the hit, it actually relocated a little more, and there's just no way that he's going to be able to play. So the good news is that he'll go have the surgery with the literally the world's #1 surgeon doing this particular procedure, and it's a 3-month to 100% full recovery. So he'll be good to go the 1st of June, the end of May, and continue on with his great basketball career.
Last one for CEO.
Mark, you mentioned Auburn's ability to switch a lot on defense. Just how different does their length and athleticism make them compared to some of the other top teams that you guys have played?
Well, right now they're the best team in the country, and they punished us tonight for sure. It's a real credit to their guys, to their players, and a real credit to Coach Pearl and his staff, because they do a lot of switching on the fly. There's a lot of communication on the fly, and there were only small moments in the game where we were able to take advantage of that, and they communicate so well together, and they have so much makeup ability that it makes it really difficult. And they also play with tremendous energy, and they have length, and they're playing elite level basketball, and so just a ton of credit to those guys.
Thanks, everyone. Players will be available.